This weekend, there was over 20 elite prospects in Knoxville for Tennessee's 865 Live event, including the number one offensive tackle in America, David Sanders, along with wide receiver Jamie French, and they were there to hang out with Tennessee quarterback commit George McIntyre. I got Tennessee insider Austin Price on this video. We're going to go behind the scenes of Tennessee's big recruiting weekend. But first, Tennessee fans, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the best recruiting channel on YouTube, the On3 Recruits channel. Appreciate it. All right. Let's bring on Austin Price from VolQuest. Now, we got to start with five-star offensive tackle David Sanders. He's back, another visit. He's going to take his official visits this summer. We know that. And with that being said, I kind of feel like we've hit the halfway mark of David Sanders' recruitment. And if this was halftime of his recruitment, where do you think Tennessee stands heading into the locker room?
Well, I don't mind the halftime analogy. I would say it's that play that has a really long first act, and then the second act isn't going to be nearly as long, because I think the decision's coming in July. So, I mean, to me, the first act has been several months of unofficial visits, and so he's back to Tennessee over the weekend for a third time since the start of April unofficially, and of course we'll be back here in a number of other spots for official visits in the month of June. But David Sanders, as Chad and Steve both pointed out in their kind of prediction stuff of some top uncommitted guys. Tennessee has a lot of momentum with David Sanders. Not done. The hay's not in the barn yet, but at the same time, they are the team that's trending well for him. He connects really well with Glenn Ellerbe. He connects really well with George McIntyre. And, it feels like Tennessee right now is in a good spot. Again, got to survive the official visits to Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, and all those other schools. But Tennessee's done a really nice job with David Sanders.
All right, we'll stick with that theme. So if David Sanders was the lead of this play, then Jamie French is his supporting actor. And Jamie French, the five-star wide receiver out of Jacksonville, was back in town. And this is significant, Austin, because recently he told our Chad Simmons that Texas, LSU, and Miami stood out. Now, we know that Jamie French kind of has a reaction every time he takes a visit. So do you think that Tennessee fans coming out of this visit, you talked to him, do you think Tennessee fans should be concerned about where they stand with French, or are they sitting in a good spot?
Well, I mean, I think Texas is clearly the team to beat. Again, he's going to take all his official visits in June and, then start working towards things. I mean, do I think Tennessee could potentially flip the momentum here? Yeah, sure. But again, right now, I still think Texas has the most momentum with him. And I think he likes all these visits because he is genuinely a super good kid. He's always, got a big smile on his face. He's super happy, super nice. I told him and joked with him, on Saturday, I'm like, man, we got to make you a little meaner. You're always just grinning from ear to ear. Most of these kids are stone faced, mean mugging. He's the exact opposite, the most friendly kid you'll come in contact with, and which says a lot about him. But I think that's why he likes all these visits and kind of rides the momentum of visits. Again, I think Texas is still kind of that team to beat, but I think Tennessee's in it. Just think that they'll have to have a really strong official visit in June.
All right, those were the two big headlining names, but what other bits of intel do you have from the 865 Live event in Knoxville?
Well, Tennessee leads for Onis Canabani, the defensive back out of the state of South Carolina, originally from Canada. The Vols, he said that Tennessee leads there. I think Tennessee's positioned themselves well with Nick Moore, the four-star offensive lineman from Jefferson County, which is just outside of Knoxville. Tennessee was slow to offer, but once they finally did, it feels like he's really connected well with Glenn Ellerbe. He and David Sanders have similar personalities. They did a lot of hanging out over the weekend, and he'll take some visits coming up. But again, I still think Tennessee has positioned themselves well there since they've offered. They've showed him how much they truly want him now, and I think that's talking to him big time. And then Tennessee in it with guys like Jared Smith, get from Thompson. He talked openly with Matt Ray about Tennessee's way more in this than people realize. If he was going to go out of state, and it probably won't, but who knows? You're right. I mean, it's why you go through the process. Who thought Jordan Ross would go out of state, and yet he did. So, if you're Tennessee, you just keep swinging at some of these players. Running back is a big deal, and Shakai Mills-Knight was in over the weekend. That's a Tennessee-Miami battle, I think. I think those are the top two for him. And, again, big weekend for Tennessee as far as visitors. And now they'll kind of get ready for a couple of huge weekends near the end of June. The 14th and the 21st. We're talking about 50 total kids rolling in here.
Yeah. Now, before I let you go, I was following I do follow George McIntyre on X, I should say, and all weekend he was giving live updates, a lot of pictures from that 865 live event. Who was George McIntyre working on the most over the weekend?
Well, he was working on, Jamie French and David Sanders. Those are the two that he was really focused on. He went around a lot with Jamie French, and because I think he and David just genuinely talk quite a bit, and those are the ones he's working on. He'll be working on guys at the On 3 Elite Series event coming up this week. Travis Smith, Caleb Cunningham, Jamie French will be there. David Sanders will be there. All those players, he'll be, whispering in their ear, trying to make sure that they get excited to come to Knoxville for their official visit in June.
Yeah, he's a great asset to have for the Tennessee coaching staff. Hey, the coaching staff works hard, but this peer-to-peer recruiting can really pay off on the recruiting trail. We'll just have to see what happens. And George McIntyre will be in Nashville for the elite event here at On 3. You'll be there. I'll be there. It's going to be a great time. We're going to talk to all these guys again, so I can't wait for that. Now, before we let you go, though, Tennessee fans, tap in with me. Let me know, how do you guys feel about the 865 live event? David Sanders, Jamie French. Tennessee made a move with some of these guys heading into the summer. Let me know. Comment section below how we're feeling. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.